Team Vestas. Thank you very much indeed for sending all the questions through. I'll do my best to answer them and hope to see you all very soon. Well, Season 6 of course was the inaugural season for the Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team, and we knew that with the one-day format and racing on city centre street circuits, it was always going to be a challenge. The most important thing that we found is that you need to be in a position to control the controllable, so to make sure that you can catch all those curveballs that are thrown at you. The partnership between the Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team and Vestas works well on so many different levels. First and foremost, sustainability is at the heart of the company philosophies and strategies in both organisations. At Daimler as well, we have Ambition 2039, where we're working towards a sustainable future, and I know that Vestas is also well underway on a path to supporting that. With regard to the ambition of our two organisations, there's an incredible amount of overlap. At Daimler we have Ambition 2039, which sets out our sustainability targets for the next 20 years, culminating in a fully carbon neutral passenger car fleet by 2039, but with milestones along the way that support that. And if you think about that aligned with Vestas, whereby the aim there is to be completely carbon neutral by 2030, you can just see how joined up the thinking is between both organisations. The importance of sustainability is quite simple really. If we can't learn to be sustainable and achieve that goal, then we'll simply cease to exist. It's as simple as that. And myself as a father, I feel that particularly keenly. At the end of the day, as cliched as it may sound, I want to make sure that we leave this world in a better place for the future generations. I've noticed over the last few years that sustainability has taken on a much more important role in almost everybody's lives, and I'm no exception to that. It started off a few years ago when we started recycling things, and now that's sort of grown into other aspects of our lives. Everything from the car that you drive to the energy source that you actually use to power your everyday lives. I think the key to the success of that strategy in the future from a personal perspective is to make sure that we can always do better, and it's to search out those improvements that we need to make. One of the most frequent questions that I'm asked is why we're in both Formula 1 and Formula E as Mercedes-Benz. And for me it's quite simple really. They are not in conflict with each other. In fact, they're actually extremely complementary as series. If you think about it, Formula 1 is the pinnacle of motorsport. It always will be, but it races on tracks because of the speeds and the power that's involved. With Formula E, one of our USPs is that we race on street circuits and city centres in some of the most iconic cities within the world. So you've already got a differentiation there. And both series also reflect what's happening in the automotive industry. With Formula 1, you have some of the most incredible, highly efficient hybrid power units being used, and that can really be set as a technology benchmark. And now in Formula E, we have the same thing, but with fully electric vehicles. And I think that both of those forms of power are going to be relevant for the foreseeable future. The technology that we're looking towards to make sure that we can be greener in our approach to Formula E is already taking shape. So one of the things that we were planning to see in Paris before it was cancelled because of coronavirus was the introduction of generators powered by hydrogenated vegetable oil. But that's not the end of it. At the end of the day, there's a load of other options which are starting to become available as technology progresses, and I'm hopeful that we'll see batteries, fuel cells and all sorts of things coming online in the very near future. Key is that we push hard in that direction to make sure that that becomes a reality. Within the last 12 months, we've seen the launch of the Mercedes-Benz EQC fully electric vehicle. And over the next 12 months, it gets even more exciting because we're going to see the launch not only of the EQA, but also of the EQS. And that's part of our way to creating a portfolio of electric vehicles in which we're investing over 10 billion euros over the next years. By 2030, we aim to have over half of our vehicles either as fully electric vehicles or as in plug-in hybrids. And then by 2039, we'll have reached our target of having a CO2 neutral fleet. I'm very pleased to say that Vestas has already been working together with the Mercedes-Benz Formula E team in making sure that we can improve our performance going forward, and we're utilising the massive amount of data and expertise that Vestas has in order to achieve that. I'm excited about future R&D projects that we can also pick up on as well, so I'm looking forward to the future together. One of the great things about the partnership is that we're actually going to see some real benefit to the performance of the team as a whole. We've been able to utilise the phenomenal amount of weather data that Vestas has been collating over the years, and the experience and expertise they have in analysing that, to ensure that we can forecast what we expect to happen in any one particular location. And with the one-day format that we have in Formula E, that speed of reaction and being able to plan ahead is absolutely crucial, and is going to bring us some real tangible benefit on the track.